Hey there, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review for the Dolph Lundgren Marathon, the Dolphathon. And the next one we have is a film from 2016, horror comedy called Don't Kill It, starring Dolph Lundgren. No one else in the cast I recognize. It's directed by Mike Mendez. He's directed other sort of horror comedies. He did one called Big Ass Spider. And the film, look at the back there too. When I first saw this, got a while ago, I remember disliking it, but I rewatched it again, and it wasn't as bad as it was the first time. I would say this is a time waster. I think if you're a Dolph Lundgren fan, it's definitely worth one watch. Because it's nice to see action stars in the horror genre. Chuck Norris, Silent Rage, Hellbound. Even The Hero and the Terror, a little bit of horror, a little bit. Arnold Schwarzenegger, End of Days, Predator, love those two films. Sylvester Stallone, I See You, aka Detox, love that movie. It's not perfect, but I reviewed that film, I love that film. I did that when I did the Sylvester Stallone marathon. So it's nice to see Dolph go into that genre. Icon Piece is not really a horror film, but a little bit is, because you do have an alien that punches spikes into people's heads. That's pretty horrific. It sucks out their brain juice. And then, weirdly enough, this film, now that I think about it, the plot-wise, it's kind of similar to this movie he did, The Minion. Because you think about it, both films deal with Dolph Lundgren hunting an evil or demon, or however you want to call it, which has a habit of switching bodies. A la the first Power with Devin Phillips, Fallen with Denzel Washington. Don't Kill is a lot gorier than The Minion, and The Minion features stuff like the Templar Knights, and they're not the exact same film, but I'm just saying it's funny Dolph did two films where he's chasing a supernatural evil that likes to hop bodies. So I don't know if anyone has ever mentioned these two in the same. As for which one I like more, well, I'm not big fans of either. I will say at least Don't Kill It. It definitely gives you the gore department. It's very over-the-top gore. At times, very silly gore. But it's a horror comedy, so it kind of makes sense. And this is a flick where Dolph Lundgren gives a really good performance as this old, grizzled demon hunter. He's having a lot of fun with this role. He's definitely the best part of the movie. And the movie starts out with a bang, I would give it that. Where a hunter and his dog, they go out. The dog finds this little container. The dog gets possessed, attacks the hunter. The hunter has to kill it. And what this demon does, which I think is an interesting idea, hence the title, if you kill a person possessed, you yourself becomes possessed. And so then it becomes this domino effect. You shoot it to protect yourself, but then you become possessed. That's a very intriguing idea. Some call it silly. I disagree. It is a cool idea. But there's a pitfall to that, which I'll get to, which is one of my problems with the film, the concept of it. But it shoots the dog, and then the guy's possessed, and he goes home to his family, murders his family, goes to another house, starts murdering that family, and then that family's dad comes in and shoots the perpetrator, but then he becomes possessed and starts killing his family, his own family. So it's a hell of a way to open the film. It tells you what the story is without exposition and without too much dialogue. And it's definitely bloody, blood squibs, and very violent, but it's not Martyrs, which I fucking hate that movie. It's not that kind of thing. It's still this B-movie vibe to it. So it does, like I said, it starts out with a bang. And people die, not just from gunshots, but like one person gets killed with a meat cleaver. Another's head is put into boiling water. Let alone some of the kills that happens later. But yeah, after that we're introduced to Dolph, and he has a sense of humor to him. He makes a guy call himself a piece of shit by yanking his ear because the guy is trying to non-consensually meet this girl. And Dolph fucks the guy up easily, and at the end just toying with him. You need to call yourself a piece of shit. Yeah, you are a piece of shit. So Dolph, being a big fan of his, he does a good job, and that's why it's worth a watch for him. And Dolph doesn't get killed in the movie, which I was surprised by because I thought they would leave room for a younger person to take up the mantle of the Demon Hunter. They didn't do that. It's a very short film. It's only an hour and 20-some minutes. It's not really a downbeat ending. It has quite a bit of stuff going for it. I'll say that. Watch it again. And we have this female FBI agent, which the actress was there. Kristina Klebe. She's all right. It's funny because this DVD gives away sort of a twist in the movie, which I can't spoil it because the DVD spoiled it. There's the girl. Look at her face. She's possessed. And the whole point is like, is she going to be possessed? And the fucking back of the DVD spoils it. I didn't spoil it. The fucking DVD is its own, needs its own spoiler warning. And the director does some interesting things visually. Like there's this nightmare scene where Dolph has a girl riding him, sex style. But then she turns to a demon, scratches his chest, and he wakes up. There's another one where he's telling the female FBI agent and the sheriff the different kind of demons and what they can do. And each time, like Dolph's telling them, it'll cut to an example of that demon doing something. And each time, like the film quality is different. Like in one instance, it's black and white. Another instance, it looks like VHS tape. Yeah, I thought that was an interesting choice for direction. I enjoyed that idea. It is very low budget, though. I'll say that. It's fairly low budget. There are times where they're riding in a car that you just tell they're just standing still and just, bouncing up. You tell it's low budget because they don't have a lot of locations to shoot at. Very limited. Some of the visual effects, especially when this gateway opens up, it was very cheap, like Sci-Fi Channel cheap. Once in a while, there's an explosion that happens that's very cheap looking CG. And to be honest, this is the type of film, if you can't do it practical, don't do it at all. Or try to go old school with stop motion, or go back to effects they would use in The Gate with Stephen Dorff. That would fit more in tone with what this movie's trying to be. But yeah, Dolph, he has his neck gun, he has rubber bullets in his pistol, because again, he can't kill it. And that's one of the big issues I have with the film. Because of the concept, it can't be like, people don't want to get pissed I mentioned this movie, Jason Goes to Hell, which I enjoy. One of the reasons I enjoy it is that they try to shoot the host that Jason's in, and there's fucking blood squibs and getting shot to shit, and they're trying to slow him down, and he just shot in the face, gets shot, pop, 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 like what Johnny LeMay shoots the shit out of the host that Jason's in. But it keeps on coming. They're just doing to slow it down and incapacitate for a little bit. But you can't do that kind of thing here because of the concept. So it's not like Dolph, they don't give Dolph a lot to do against the demon, whichever it's possessing. But even then, with the concept, what they could have done is just have Dolph be physical. And I will say that's one thing that the Minion, can't believe I'm saying something good about it, at least Dolph would get into one-on-one fights with the people who's hosted, which this film did that better. In fact, I kind of wish the gore in this movie was in this movie. But let Dolph, I know he's older, but let him get in tussles, punches, kicks, roundhouse kicks. You don't have to break the neck, break the arm, break the leg, break other stuff to incapacitate it. And if you're going for a comedy portion, how funny would it be if Dolph has to fight an old lady and he has to do like a roundhouse kick on the old lady who's possessed by a demon? That's some humor you get out of. So I do think, you have Dolph Lundgren as a demon hunter. Let him do some stuff instead of once in a while trying to shoot it with a neck gun. Let him get physical, punches, kicks, things of that nature. So that's one of my biggest problems with the film. They didn't give Dolph enough physically to do. It's almost like you put him in handcuffs. And there's some bonding between the two leads, which it's there. I could give not much of a rat's ass about it. You find out that she has a little bit of lineage herself, but it's an angel bloodline. She even has these scars that look like wings would be there. And he's like, well, if it possesses you, it'll open up the gates of hell. Which, again, the back of the DVD kind of ruins that, yes, she would be possessed. And really, the movie's kind of slows down until it gets to certain set pieces. Like, you have the set piece at the beginning, which again opens up with a bang. Then some little stuff happens, and then you get the other big set piece, which is the church, where there's a town meeting, and a possessed person, they go in, they lock the church door. It's almost as if the director maybe saw The Kingsman in that church scene, so he wanted to do his own. But this time it's the possessed just killing left and right. Again, very gory fun. Takes an axe and makes a guy's head explode. Machete cutting off arms. Guns. A cop shoots and kills, then they get possessed, so then they start shooting. But then when they shoot him, they get possessed, and they get a chainsaw. Sorry about that, I need to get some water. So I'm not clearing my throat like every 5 seconds, which I know could be very annoying. So I'm trying to work better on that. Well, I was saying this church just fucking church massacre. Chainsaws being used. But part of me wishes that if you get Dolph Lundgren, I'd rather have it be like a Night of the Demons, Evil Dead type of thing where Dolph is doing this to the demons. Could you imagine how awesome that would be? Dolph and an Evil Dead, Night of the Demons type of thing, or even Demons, the foreign film Demons 2, where, or like a scene of Dead Alive. Well, that's zombies, not demons, but you get my gist, where Dolph is using guns and chainsaws and fucking up all these different possessed hosts in a church or in a locked building. I mean, I wish Dolph was doing all this to demons. Instead, this is a possessed demon doing it all to people. So that's where my head is at, where I like it. It's fun, gory B-movie stuff, but I don't love it because I'm like, you get Dolph. I think you could have used Dolph a little bit better. I don't know how to phrase it. But possessed gets into this old woman. She runs out, but then someone shoots that. Actually, she gets hit by a truck, and then the truck driver, he becomes possessed because he killed her. And then someone shoots that guy, and he gets possessed and rides off on a motorcycle. And then Dolph has to go after it. But Dolph, like I said, his character is a lot of fun. There's this asshole preacher, asshole padre who keeps talking shit. So Dolph shoots him with rubber bullets. And people don't know it's rubber yet. It's like, oh, don't worry. Merry Christmas. Yeah, don't worry, it's rubber bullets. Yeah, pick them up. Oh, and Merry Christmas. So the fact he threw that off, I thought was pretty funny. And there's a point where possessed takes control of a little girl. And they come up with a plan, Dolph and the FBI lady, but then these other FBI guys fuck it up, so then the FBI guys start getting killed, and if they shoot it, then they become possessed and start killing. But then the two ultimately catch, and they're going to try to find a way to stop it, but then the preacher and his dickheads come out. They fuck things up. And again, when a massacre happens, it's very violent. There are some shoddy CGI effects. Like one of the assholes with the priest has grenades, and the possessed puts the grenade in his shirt, blows up, but it's a very wanty looking explosion, very cheap looking. And then you get to the finale where the plan was Dolph was going to poison himself and then shoot the thing so it goes into him, but because he's poisoned, he'll have nowhere else to go. Almost reminds me of the ending of Fallen, Denzel's plan, which I hate Fallen with Denzel. I hate it. This is 10 times better than Fallen. Although to me the best is something like The First Power. Lou Diamond Phillips, great movie. I've reviewed it a few times on this channel. I love The First Power. Awesome film. And that's one sad thing on a side note. On IMDb, I was looking through user reviews. Everyone kept comparing it to Fallen, but it seems like everyone forgot about The First Power with Lou Diamond Phillips. Because they always mention Fallen. It's like Fallen, it's like Fallen, it's like Fallen. Well, this movie's better than Fallen. If you don't compare it to the movie, compare it with The First Power, which is a much better movie than Fallen. It came out in 1990. Fallen was like 98 or something. No, 90... I forget what year. Gives a shit. Fuck Fallen. Can fall on his ass. On a steel fucking pipe. Getting back to this movie, though. He was going... But then the Padre fucked it up, so she shoots the thing to save Dolph, but the thing doesn't realize that she pulled a pin on a grenade already, so this cheap-looking gateway to hell or whatever opens up, looks very piss-poor, CGI, Sci-Fi Channel quality, and then she blows up at a very cheap effect, cheap CG. But Dolph is last man standing, captures it. The ending, I don't understand. He's trying to find a place to put this so that no one else will get it and won't be released. Why the fuck would you throw it into the ocean? The hundreds of things that can happen in the ocean. Being dug up, drifting to the mainland. Why would you throw it in the fucking ocean? How about this? How about you throw it into a fucking volcano? Or find a fucking well in the middle of fucking nowhere where, like, abandoned and throw it down that sumbitch. Or, you can't tell me there are not better places to have done that. Hell, go into... But, of course, he throws it, and the cylinder, the thing it's in, gets swallowed up by a shark. So does it mean the shark is going to be possessed? Is it a sequel bait ending? Or when the shark shits the thing out, because it's not out of the container, whatever's in the ocean will possess that, because it can possess a dog, it can possess something in the... That's why it made Dolph's character look like a fucking moron by doing that. I don't know if the director was planning the sequel, or what the hell the deal was. It made Dolph's character look like a moron. So I do have issues with the film. That last shot was stupid and unneeded. The Dolph, I wish he had more action for Dolph to work with. I wish the director utilized Dolph more. I mean, Dolph doesn't get to punch or kick or do much of anything. Why not? You're not killing him unless you're afraid that one punch from Dolph will kill you. Although asked alone, that almost happened, so maybe there's a case for that. But you can do that, break arms, break legs, fighting different people who are possessed, trying to knock them out because he doesn't have his weapons on hand. Why don't you do that? I think that was the biggest mistake of the film. The humor, it's a horror comedy. I didn't really find much funny. Other than a few stuff from Dolph, I'll say that. A few stuff from Dolph was fun. But as a comedy, it wasn't much laugh out loud funny. But considering a lot of other direct-to-video films, like the Steven Seagal direct-to-video films I saw, considering other Dolph Lundgren films like Jill the Ripper, or The Last Patrol, or Agent Red, or Retrograde, or Hidden Agenda, this is easily a more watchable film. Like I said, it's only an hour and 20-some minutes. It's a very short film. The director tries to do some interesting things. It's an intriguing idea for a plot. But again, because of the basis, it has some pitfalls. It's definitely over-the-top gore. There's definitely I think it's a decent B movie with Dolph in it. And Dolph does a good job in the role. The music, I didn't care for the musical score by Sean and Julia Beavan. I thought it was a very lame score, like a shitty usage of guitar, or whatever the fuck they were using. You hear it in the main menu when it opens up. I'm like, ugh. Probably wonders, it kind of wishes maybe if they try to take the film a bit more seriously, or if that's the case, have a little bit bigger budget and go more all out crazy with the action. But overall, it's a decent film. It's alright. But if you're a Dolph fan, it's worth one watch. At least. At least that's my thoughts on it. By the way, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.